Middletown Township Public Library is a civic institution that provides materials, ideas, information, technology, and cultural opportunities to enrich, empower, and educate. The February 19, 2014 meeting of the Middletown Public Library Board of Trustees is called to order. Adequate notice of this meeting was published in the Asbury Park Press on December 2, 2013, and posted in the library and on the library website and on Town Hall on February 14, 2014, in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act. Roll call. Mr. Seibert?
Present.
Mr. Monahan? Ms. Green?
Here.
Mr. Fiore?
Here.
Mr. Nelson?
Here.
Mr. Cordiano?
Here.
Mr. Alfabella?
Here.
Mr. Shivians?
Here.
Mr. Vicantis? Also attending is Peter Sokol from Macomber, Ms. Latona, and Ms. Cobb. Salute to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The board encourages public participation. Individuals wishing to address the board shall be recognized by the presiding officer and shall give their names, addresses, and the group, if any, that they represent. Each speaker is asked to speak no longer than 5 minutes and limit their comments to items on the meeting agenda. The board may not respond to questions during the public participation portion. Would anybody like to speak? Hello, Mr. Buchanan.
How would you? Would anyone like to speak?
Good evening. I'm Tom Watson. Just looking at the agenda items, I don't see how the public could speak on any of the items on the agenda since there's no detail to speak about. That's all I have to say about that. Thank you.
Thanks. Would anyone else like to speak? Going once, going twice. Showing that no one else would like to speak, we'll move on with their agenda.
Minutes of the January reorganization meeting. Does anybody have any edits, questions?
Any comments or questions? Changes? Is there a motion?
Motion to accept. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next, you have the financial reports. You have the voucher list there, an overview of the checks, financial report from January 31st, and the statement of financial assets for February.
The one thing I would like to suggest is on our statement of financial assets that Joe has been preparing. It contains all of the funds that we control directly. What I think would be worthwhile is adding to that and providing another line which would indicate the balance of the township control funds, which we would be getting off of the monthly report. I think that would give us a better indication of our total funds available.
So the current.
And then all the information is
Current year
available.
reserve.
You know.
Okay.
And the second item that I'd like to bring up is the outside auditors report and the adjustments that have been made. I believe we should be getting a full amended report from them. What we have right now is just the corrections that were made. I think we should get a completely revised report of everything we updated.
I'll discuss that with CFO. Is there any other comments or questions? Is there a motion?
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Seibert?
Yes.
Mr. Nelson?
Yes.
Mr. Shivians? Mr. Vicantis?
Yes.
Mr. Fiore?
Yes.
Mr. Cordano?
Yes.
Mr. Edsall?
Yes.
Ms. Reed? Yes. There is no, I believe, correspondence this month. So we have the reports from the president.
Well, it's been certainly a snowy winter thus far, and causing the library to close more than a few days, unfortunately. And this past Monday, we had a water break in the service line that serves the library, and forcing the library to close because we didn't have any water. The township administrator was very efficient and thorough in taking care of that, and calling the plumber and arranging for it to be fixed, as well as Ms. Middletown and Ms. Cobb. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The DPW has been taking care of our snow removal, and they've been very good at that, and they've saved us probably what would have amounted to $50,000 to $60,000 in snow removal if we had a private contractor. So it's excellent. I'm very glad to hear that. As you all know, our library director will be starting next Monday. I've invited the department heads and the township administrator and the assistant administrator for some coffee and pastries on Monday morning from 9 to 10. If any of you would like to attend, you're more than welcome to. And that's about it.
Do we do a financial committee report?
We have that in the meeting.
No meeting. And nothing from the foundation.
Haven't had any.
No, they haven't had a meeting, so we don't know if they're going to support library programs again for 2014. We did email Bob Wazowski, and he said he's trying to put together a meeting with the board members to decide, what they're going to do this year.
I will anticipate a personnel committee in the near future with the new director, because there is a few issues to address.
Okay. New business, we have resolutions. Let me just get the first one. 2014-19, it's a purchasing resolution. It's with Ingram. It is for standing order books, and they're competitive in their pricing, so we have added them to our list of vendors to use this year. And they weren't on the original January list, so that's why we put out a bid for them, and they responded. So that's the resolution that's being offered for Ingram for a purchasing resolution. Okay. Do we have a second?
Second.
Mr. Seaver?
Yes.
Mr. Nelson?
Yes.
Mr. Shivia?
Yes.
Mr. Vicansis?
Yes.
Mr. Fiore?
Yes.
Mr. Cordano?
Yes.
Mr. Edsall?
Yes.
Ms. Brady? Yes. Thank you. The next resolution is 2014-20, and it is for the changing of the offices for the banks.
Freestanding.
Yes.
Second.
Mr. Seaver?
Yes.
Mr. Nelson?
Yes.
Mr. Shivia?
Yes.
Mr. Vicansis?
Yes.
Mr. Fiore?
Yes.
Mr. Cordano?
Yes.
Mr. Edsall?
Yes.
Ms. Brady? The next resolution is 2014-21, and it is the Borough Services Managers has recommended that we hire another page, and so I added this into the packet, and she has a candidate who is up for the position. She hasn't been offered the position yet, but she would like to make an offer for the position.
I'd like to open that.
Before
Shouldn't we wait for the new librarian to start before we?
Our new director?
The new director
should consider with regards to consideration of this resolution as to the workflow management?
Well, last year, we had 9 pages, we're down to, this would be 6. However, I do believe that there's been a shift in the workflow in the Bar Services Department. The library assistants do all the checking in, whereas before the pages did the checking in. So the pages' job responsibilities have changed, the library assistants have increased, and the pages are doing mostly just the shelving now.
So they're doing half of what they, I don't want to say half, it's unfair, but have two things that are the primary responsibility.
Yes, they're not doing both any longer.
One of the primary
Yes.
responsibilities has been relieved or changed.
Yes.
Okay.
I think the major factor here is that our new director starts in 5 days, and we're going to normally start hiring people before she steps in the door without her
I would gladly give a
discussion or input.
table.
Is that a motion?
I would make a motion to table.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Is there any other discussion?
When she comes in, she's going to have a lot of new responsibilities banging away. We had 9 last year, we have 5 currently. Well,
This would make 6.
This would make 6, so we have 5 currently.
Yes.
Should we give her a chance to see maybe we'll be 5? I mean, we'll, you know.
That's all.
So maybe that would be one of the first responsibilities, to ask her to say, you know, take a look at the work that's going on right
That
now.
is workflow.
And workflow, and that would be a great way for her to get her feedback and, you know.
Is this something, the resolution, could we make contingent on the director's approval? That would give her the leeway?
It
Rather
just
than
go
waiting-
next month.
Rather than waiting another month, I'm just throwing that out as a possible option.
I don't know.
Or you could take a, I don't know if legally, if you can do a contingency on a resolution or not.
You could, but I think it's probably, I think the motion to table that's been made
And second.
makes some sense.
Yeah, I wish this could be an option.
And it's already been more than a month.
Have there been any, just one other question before we go to the motion? Or I may withdraw that motion if this answer goes a different way. But have there been any workflow complaints in terms of not getting stuff back on the shelves, and things not getting back, or anything we should know
Well, what
about?
happens is there starts to be a backflow and then they get slumped.
Well,
So
sorry.
things get out of order.
Right.
And
but that's-
then you have miscommunication as, has it been returned? Is it easy to find? If it's not in the right place, it's not.
Has that,
It's been happening, yes.
It's usually pretty obvious when you need pages, when you start seeing the cards,
Slowly.
Yes.
with the unshelved books piling up.
And it was,
Has that been happening?
yes, they've been putting like DVDs for sale on the cards.
keep my motion.
I guess another question is, are they being as aggressive because they took the responsibility away from them and now they're just not doing what they're supposed to do?
I don't manage that department, so I couldn't answer
I think
that
that would be
question.
a recommendation of the director.
I mean, I'm just saying that if you change somebody's job description and then they're a little upset, they might just,
Anything's possible.
that's why they would have the director be seen.
I don't know, I think the page is probably so low on the
Yeah.
ladder that they probably don't care what they do, you know? Not exactly a exciting high-tech position.
But you know, some people like the idea of doing one job and,
Right.
you know, but, you know, say, you're not doing that part of it anymore, you know.
Is there any further discussion? I think we've everyone's voice their opinion.
Okay, Mr. Seaver?
Yes.
Mr. Nelson?
And this is the table.
To table.
Yes.
Mr. Shivia?
Yes.
Mr. DeKansas? Mr. Perry?
Yes.
Mr. Coriano?
Yes.
Mr. Santabella?
Yes.
Ms. Green? Yes. Okay. So that is 2014. 21. You have the next,
Just to note that the person recommended is no relation to the
oh, yes, yeah, the person
Correct.
that's recommended position is not related to the director, they just happen to have the same testing. Is that funny? Her sister actually worked here. Her sister actually worked here for 2 years. So, and, yeah, the candidate. Okay, so the next resolution is 2014-22.
Which is for continuation of Ms. Cobb stuff.
Motion to accept.
I'll second.
Mr. Siebert?
Yes.
Mr. Nelson?
Yes.
Mr. Shivia?
Yes.
Mr. Ducantis?
Yes.
Mr. Fiore?
Yes.
Mr. Cordiano?
Yes.
Mr. Isabella?
Yes.
Ms. Ray? Yes. And the last one is 2014-23.
Which is the continuation of the stipend for Ms. Latona.
Motion to accept. Second.
Mr. Siebert?
Yes.
Mr. Nelson?
Yes.
Mr. Shivia?
Yes.
Mr. Ducantis?
Yes.
Mr. Fiore?
Yes.
Mr. Cordiano? Mr. Isabella?
Yes.
Ms. Ray?
Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Green. Public session? Would anyone like to speak? No?
Showing that no one from the public would like to speak, we'll move on with our agenda. We will have a brief executive session and no action will be taken after that. The Open Public Meetings Act allows for the exclusion of the public from a portion of public meeting in certain matters which might endanger the public interest or risk deprivation of individual rights are discussed. The Board of Trustees of the Middletown Township Public Library wish to discuss the following matters in a non-public closed meeting with resulting discussion being made public when a proper conclusion has been reached and there is no longer need for confidentiality. Any matter involving employment, appointment, termination of employment, conditions of employment, evaluation, and discipline of any specific employee unless the individual employee requesting the matter discussed at a public meeting in regards to the possible leave of an employee. Now for there it be resolved, the board will hold a closed executive session immediately in this conference room located in Middletown Township Public Library, New Jersey. It is anticipated this closed session will not last longer than 20 minutes. The board will not be returning to public session after the closed session.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.